Time for a game or two more of Spider and Old Scooter. I, as you might have suspected, am Old Scooter. And this fine manifestation of computer art down here is Spider McGillicudy. And as always, I have a reason, drives me to play the game. It relaxes me, cools me out. It's also celebratory if I've got anything to celebrate. And I do today. I did the final edit on my new book. This thing down here is my old book, 3 years old or so. It makes it just as timely as it was 3 years ago, just being on this little show, right? All right. Anyway, enough of that. I'll elaborate, maybe, if you're nice to me. So let's play the game here. Now, my sister Mandy was here and advocated playing more aggressively, which means go after the ready reserve more than you might. Don't just try to build stacks and all that. Kill to go to that ready reserve. Well, I played 3 of her games and did not fare well, but I'm an open-minded man. Some people say hole in the head, but open-minded is the way I like to describe it. Well, Spider, you haven't given me any presents here. And no matter how aggressive I go, that's probably about it. I got a queen, and I aggressively will cross the color line again and get a kickback. Yay! So there we go. We're off and running. When you finish a really long-term project like writing a novel, it really feels good. Today, after procrastinations of significant proportions, say monumental proportions, it's done. It's out the door. Editor has everything. He'll fix all of my flaws and, well, my book's flaws. The name of the book is going to be Miz. M-I-Z. And the subtitle is Time Tripping with the Fantastic Females. So you can imagine what a spectacle it's going to be. All right, let's move a few cards around. I'm not really feeling real sharp tonight. I'm not able to play the wicked game my sister Mandy thinks I should. One day soon, I hope, I'll be able to post here on the old YouTube 3 of those games she played with me, leaning over my shoulder right here saying, do this, do that. And I followed her directions slavishly. And it is more exciting, but as you know, my objective here is not excitement, but calm, relaxation, de-stressing. Well, I guess if I'm going to take a little Mandy advice, I have to do that. We have sort of a nonsense stack over here, so it's not killing me to do that. So if I did this and this, and I can do this. And is that aggressive enough for you? Seemed like it was doing the schottish to me, shuffling my feet around. I actually don't know how to do the schottish. I'm not real sure it's pronounced schottish. So I'm just making kind of the predictable moves of an old unexciting guy. The new book has some unusual characters in it. Some of them are lions. Extinct lions. You got to work the old imagination to come up with using an extinct lion in a novel. I don't see anything else. If I did this, it's just, oh, it's so hard to live up to my sister's expectations. She actually, as I say on that tape, should it ever become public, I say that she introduced me to this game, but she did. Maybe 3 years ago, I was at her house, a hardcore Free Cell fan. And she said, Free Cell, Shmee Cell. Check this one out. And I did, and love it, and found this remarkable benefit of it being relaxing. And in these days, when the news is tensifying, some relaxifying is goodifying. So I hope you're relaxed. I sent one to a friend of mine, Monica. She said, oh, it was the most exciting video she had ever seen. I said, right. After she woke up, she said, oh, I better write him. Well, that's what I'm hoping for. I hope it's relaxed. This is, as I've said, Twitch for old people. I'm 80, and so relaxation is high priority for me. When I'm babbling away here and not making any progress, I'll do a restack. My sister doesn't approve of restacks, and who can blame her? She is 12 years my junior, so when we were kids, she was just this little, before I went off to college, she was this little girl underfoot playing tricks all the time. She and her friends would spy on me and my friends. Bunch of 17-year-old guys with 6-year-old chicks driving you nuts. But we've become great buds in our adulthood, and we've both been in our adulthood for quite a while. I don't see any more moves. When I break into song, the crowds break for the doors. I could have done that, or I could have done this, which would have been better. Well, exercising my rights, I will try this. Well, I went back a little far. This 9, no, then I'll restack here. That's what I had in mind. Knowing what I have in mind is one of my continuing challenges. Well, I'm on the last deal, you may have noticed. You may have noticed I have no score. You may be scoffing. This guy. Oh! Take your scoffing, I'm now $18 ahead. $500 to play, $550 to break even, the house margin. I'm at $568. That sounds like $18 to me. And I'm close to the end, so I can't really squander too much of my winnings. Down to 14 now. That may be as far as I have to go. I am committed to, finishing the game as best I can, no matter what's going on in the score department. A little ahead, I could lose it. A little behind, I could increase my losses. But I stick by my guns. I said I would, I will. And there's a discouraging number of useless moves raising their scrubby heads. But I'm of good spirits. I'm now $12 ahead, which beats losing a bunch. It's penny ante. I think I'm done. Well, that was fun. I'll play another one. The celebratory thing this side is not only that the new book called Ms., remember that, will be out probably within the month, available on Amazon, as is this guy, A Reluctant God. And if you are curious about this book, you could go there and areluctantgod.blogspot.com and check it out to your heart's content. There was a restack left. There sure was. But, stop that. well, you saw what happened. I made a few bucks, not much, not writing home about, because I am home. Why would I write home? All right, this is game number 2. I will try to take a quick dash here to see what's available. When you're pulling things off of the ready reserve, you're weakening Spider's hand. She can no longer switch cards back and forth. My theory on how she beats me all the time. I have a hard time keeping my glasses on straight, do you? I see people all the time with crooked glasses, and I empathize. So that would be an aggressive move. It cost me that 4-3. At least it locks it up for a while and gets me a 5, which I already had one, so I don't think I need it. But playing by Mandy's more aggressive rules, I should do it because it uncovered one of these blue guys up here, the ready reserve. Well, I think I will do that. That means I'm blocking one less card. But that's about it for the first deal, so I'll take another one, please. Always be polite to the dealer. Ah, got to uncover one of those guys. I'm thrilled, but I thrill easily, so. Here's a 5 for a 6. Actually, that one's better. I'm willing to pay $1 to do that. That was not an accident, it was a mistake. I pay for my mistakes. So I'll do this and this, and it uncovers another guy, and I get another 9. Now I can play either of these down here. I'll see what's under there. That's 1 move, that's 2 moves, that's 3 moves, that's 4 moves. Is that best? Do I need that 3? Do I need that 8? See, it cost me nothing to do that, which I just did. Maybe it cost me 1. This is a serious game, Scooter. Stop giggling and stuff. My voice is a little cracky tonight. Bye, cracky. You don't hear people saying bye, cracky much these days, even in, allegedly old-timey movies, which there aren't many of. So how do I know, since I haven't seen any of them, that they're not saying bye, cracky all the time? I don't. But I would bet they don't. Alright, so, sort of taking care of the obvious stuff here. I'm not sure I'm living up to being as aggressive. Hey, move on is asking for money again. And again, and again, and again. Aha! No. Here's a 7-6. I was fooled. You're a tricky lady. Spider, of course, reads our minds. Only the Mac version. The Microsoft version is cold and ruthless and charges you for your takebacks or your undos. Wholly different personality. This one toys with you and tickles your psyche with false hope. Well, I know my sister would approve of that. It didn't block much, made another hole, gives me a little room to move. I can do this, for instance, then this, which isn't super fantastic, but there aren't many other moves to make. I have no pure stacks. You know what a pure stack is, I suspect. Purity is known to us all, if only by reputation. Halfway through the game, 1 hole punched. in the ready reserve. No score. Deal 'em. Well, it's hard to be aggressive when you don't see any moves to aggress with. I guess I could frown and talk louder, except I can't talk louder tonight for some reason. Hello. You know that feeling. Used to happen to me in dreams when I was a kid and I needed to call for help. I went, hello. Nothing would come out. Mama. That was quite a while ago. Say 76, 77 years. When I was 3 or 4. I'm happy to say I don't have that kind of dream much anymore, ever actually. But I remember them. Wake up in a panic. Childhood nightmares. I had a strange critter in my childhood nightmares. It looked like the RCA dog, the dog sitting in front of the horn from the old Victrola. I'm sure you remember that. Except its head wasn't a dog. It was like a gargoyle head, one of the plain gargoyles, you know, that used to go up on the corner of houses with tin roofs and things. And it wouldn't do anything. It never chased me or growled at me or anything. It was just there and scared the out of me. I think if I met one today, I'd probably jump a foot. Well, next to the last deal, and things are not coalescing here. Mercy. Well, I guess I can free that guy up, move a little stuff around like that. Look around for a 2 ace, which would let me make a score, which would be fun. But, well, there's a 2 ace. You get over there, 2, and stand by for squealing. Score! Now, once again, I'm $16 in the lead. Wasn't that $16 in the last game? It's Kismet. Or Quiznos or something. Just gave me a taste of victory. Made me really hungry, and then you're not going to feed me anything. I can sense it. You're not the only one that can use your intuitive powers. If I did this and this, that would be aggressive, dangerous, expensive. And I don't see any immediate, well, maybe I'll keep going until I become all blubber-faced. And until you've seen me in my blubber-faced state, you haven't seen me in my bubble. That's where I blubber-face, in my bubble. Are you seeing a move that I'm missing? This, I still have a 4, and I don't know. I can't do this 4, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to fatalistically deal the last card. So long as I'm ahead a little, I'm happy a little. I'm getting, a 59. In my private numerology, I have favorite numbers. One of them is 59. That was the year I was supposed to graduate from college, but I didn't make it. But I was in the class of 59, you know. There's no guarantee if you're in the class of something, you'll actually graduate in the time implied. I was ahead of my time, you know. Very few kids graduate in 4 years, or relatively fewer kids than are supposed to. But I didn't graduate in 4 years, way before everybody else started that. Well, now I'm down to 58, and I don't see any way out of this other than playing another game. If I were watching somebody else doing this, I'm not sure I'd watch 3 games in a row. I might skip ahead. You can, a little bar down at the bottom. Yeah. The magic of YouTube. And maybe skip over and watch one down the road in hopes it would be better than the one you were watching. But no matter what you're going to do, I'm going to play another game. And I'm going to try to hit her right in the corner of the eye. Sometimes she likes that. Move a few cards around till they're assigned places. And there is yet a third book. I didn't tell you last time about my second book, my book of short stories. And that's maybe 2 or 3 months out. I have to make major decisions like, should I write another story? Is this too skimpy a pile of books? Speaking of skimpy, you know from the maxims of La Rochefoucauld, most of the pronunciations I've seen are Foucault, but it's C-A-U-L-D. It's French, but don't they say Cole? Foucault? Anyway, the maxims. Long time ago, the 1600s, this duke wrote sort of a little tiny book that has everything you can think of. I mean, all observations about humanity are in this little book. It's probably out of print. I'll read you some sometime. But anyway, now I got the plug-in for the short story book, and the title of that book will be Gut, G-U-T. I'm into these 3-word titles, Ms. and Gut. The reason it's called Gut is it's about microbiomes. Big medical discoveries in the last few years are all about how important the microbiome is to sort of everything in our bodies. There are trillions of microbes in us, way more than there are cells, if you can believe that. The majority population in little old you and big old me are microbes, way more than cells. All cells, brain cells, skin cells, bone cells, all them cells. A cut into the ready reserve. Did that hurt? Did that hurt? So if I did that, I could have the 10, and what would I do with the 10? I would put it in my billfold and buy myself a Manhattan on the Rocks somewhere. Things are not falling in place tonight, but that's okay. You know, I haven't thought about Trump in how long I've been playing here, 20, 30 minutes. Except just then I did, but it's my fault. 7, 8. All right, I'm going to think that 7, 8 was the last one I wasn't seeing, and halfway through the game, no holes punched, no scores, deal 'em. See, I get tougher with myself as, wrong, let go, take it back, put this one in this here. I heard beeps. When the power goes out here, things start beeping all over the house. All the UPSs, uninterruptible power sources, start beeping. The phones beep, squawk, make noises. See, if I do this. Well, I don't mean to be a whiner, but sometimes you just gotta whine. So I'll take that back. I did that. I have that 2, which I could put here. Then I couldn't move here to the 4 because it'd be blocked with a 2. I could do this. But instead, I think I won't do any of them. I'll just deal another card. I'm now $65 behind. This one to do this, now the 4, the 3, 2. That looks natural to me, so do I see anything better? I doesn't, so I will do, what I'll do that. What would you have done? And then I can do that, and then I can do that. They just keep on coming, folks. Now, I'll free up another ready reserver. Turn him into a 2. It's magic. It's mystical. It's marvelous. Well, maybe a little less than marvelous, but you see, I do play slow. I'm an old guy. 80-year-old people, as I've said, should not go fast, either on their motorcycles or playing their games. And take your time brushing your teeth. Well, my PC just decided to turn off its screen. If I come back at it, watch the lighting. Hello? Right there. Got a little light from that screen over there. You can see my gorgeous ear. I'll show you my ear if you'll show me yours. 7, 8, 6, yeah, well. There are these little sort of meaningless moves. Sometimes they come together and you have meaning, which is, now I've moved that over a little restack, and this one I can do that. That's actually a move. I'm sure the subtle difference between a restack and a move is clear to you. This is our last deal of the last game. As a matter of fact, I'll fade into a well-deserved retirement here in a little bit. One of these days we'll have this thing working, you've seen, where you can send notes while I do it. But I have to be doing the show live for you to do that. And I live way out in the country, and our our connection to the internet is slow. So many Americans suffer from that, whereas the rest of the world is zipping along with all fiber to everybody, and everybody is running at 10 gigabits, something better. Me, out here in the woods, way slower. Connected by microwave, of all things. A little Yagi up on the roof, a little 10-element, one of those antennas. It looks like a ladder with the runner down the middle rather than on the end of the rungs. So, am I done? Put a fork in it, boys. See if it's done. Well, no, see that 8. You want to hear the machine gun? My frustration at the 8. I raise my Tommy gun and go. I can't hear a thing. You know why? Because I have earphones. The speaker. So now we'll do it again. Whole bit. Tommy gun. The whole thing. Frustration with the 8. Take this. Take this. We'll take it. Never had so much trouble with special effects. Oh, for heaven's sakes. get the point. Hope that brought a thrill to you, a remembrance of old movies. So, friend of mine, patient one, fellow Spider Solitaire, Madam, you, Spider Mac, I thank you all for your contributions and participations.